The South West Coast Path is England's longest national trail. At 630 miles, it follows the coastline through 4 counties, starting in Somerset, passing through North Devon, all the way around the coast of Cornwall, South Devon, and finishing in Dorset. Along with my friends Rupa and Kat, we're planning to walk the whole route over several years. This year we're going from the very beginning, Minehead in Somerset, to Ilfracombe in Devon. Today it's day 6 and we're walking about 6 miles from Combe Martin to Ilfracombe.
It was another bright sunny morning as we left Combe Martin for our final days walking for this year.
The mood was cheerful as we walked some sections along the road with a beautiful view back along the coast towards the Great Hangman where we'd walked the day before. We walked through some shady woods and then suddenly through a gap in the trees we spotted the most incredible beach far down below the cliffs we'd just been walking on.
It was a unanimous decision to turn back immediately and visit the beach, trying not to think about coming back up the 200 steps later on. Good morning.
Morning!
Hello.
We had just left Combe Martin, we were well on our way, and at the top of the cliff we looked over and saw this incredible beach spread out below us, and we made a collective decision that we needed to turn around immediately and get in the water. So
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do.
And it won't even be our first getting in the water of the day.
No,
even though
that's true.
It's not even 10 a.m. yet.
Yeah. We went for a swim at the B&B that we're staying in. And what was that, 7 a.m?
I think it was. They
Yeah.
had a little swimming pool, we should
Yeah.
say.
Very small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heated. But yeah, we had a little pre-breakfast dip, so we're all going to put our wet cozies back on and get in the water.
Yeah.
We've got quite a short walk today, so we've got time to dilly-dally a little bit.
Yeah.
I can't believe that there's no one else on this beach,
Yeah.
but I'm going to enjoy every moment of it.
Yeah.
I was so happy that both Kat and Rupert joined me for a dip in the sea on our last day, but I think I'm the only one who really relishes a proper swim in freezing cold water.
While Katie was swimming, once I was dressed and warm, I explored the rock pools. I found loads of beautiful seaweeds, a sea anemone, and my favourite find of all, a transparent shrimp.
The less said about the climb back up the steps, the better, although it's certainly a good way to warm up after a dip in the sea. We were soon back on top of the cliffs, rejoining the southwest coast path.
We caught our breath for a moment watching boats coming in and out of Watermouth Harbour and enjoying the view back along the coast we'd walked.
The path was perilous again, but I think we'd got used to it by this point. Mostly, we found it looked more terrifying than it actually was.
We could just see Ilfracombe coming into view ahead, tucked away behind a little wooded headland.
There was one final tempting beach to pass before the end of the day, but I resisted a swim here, hoping for something even better at the very end of our walk. Of course, dropping down to a beach can only mean one thing on the southwest coast path: more steps. At the top, we found a magnificent viewpoint where we rested for a while.
Hiya.
Hi.
Hi.
We are almost finished with our final day.
Yeah, where we're standing, we can just see Ilfracombe Harbour down there. We've come up Hillsborough, which is a nature reserve just outside Ilfracombe, and we'll have to head down the hill to our finishing point.
Yeah. And it's only 1:30.
It is only 1:30. We've had a very chilled, slow final day, which feels very appropriate.
Yeah.
And it's been quite different today. It wasn't quite so remote. We passed through a campsite with a cafe and all sorts.
Oh yeah, you two got hot drinks and there were public
Yes.
toilets. It was civilised. Yeah. No less beautiful for it though, I think. There's been lots of lovely wildflowers today.
Yeah, we've had some good nature sightings. Orchids.
Hummingbird hawk moth, which we didn't manage to capture on camera. It's always special to see one of those though. And yeah, this is it for this year. 6 days seems to have flown by, but also we've done so much.
Yeah, a lot of climbing, a lot of descending, swimming.
Another thing that was, sorry.
Fine.
What else? Please carry on.
No. You go, Katriona.
I just saw the little boat and it reminded me.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing that was nice today was the coast path went low by the sea for a stretch, because we've been very high up for a lot of it. And there was a little boat, wildlife tourist boat going past. We waved at them and they
Waved back. It was
Yeah.
very sweet.
Yeah, but it was nice to actually be near the water.
Yeah, and then in the water, of
And
course,
then
as well.
Yes. In the water was really, really special. It was
Yeah.
a gorgeous day for it.
Very lovely.
Yeah, and we have already started looking at what we're going to do next year.
Of course.
Planning for 2025 has begun.
Oh gosh, it sounds very far away when you say 2025.
I know. But we can see one of our destinations for
Oh yeah, we can
2025.
just see Lundy Island on the horizon over there, which is a, I think it's about 5 miles long island way out in the Bristol Channel. We're hoping to go on a day trip there next year. But I think that's it for this year.
Yeah.
Heading down into Ilfracombe, relaxing for the evening, and then heading home.
Yeah, cocktails and donuts.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
The last stretch was downhill all the way into Ilfracombe. Eventually we found ourselves down by the harbour.
After a rest, a change of clothes and some donuts, Kat and I indulged in a game of crazy golf. The day had one last treat in store for me though. While Kat and Rupa rested at our accommodation, I snuck out to visit the tunnel's beaches. Carved through the cliffs in Victorian times, these passages lead to a man-made tidal pool. You do have to pay to visit, I think it was about £3, and the tide was in, so the wall of the pool wasn't visible, but it was late and everyone else had gone home, so I had the water to myself, and it made the perfect spot for an evening swim to round off the day and the whole magical week.
And it's day 5 of walking.
6. This is our last day for this year.
6th day, yes,
Yeah.
of our trip.
Yeah.
5th day of
No.
hiking.
6th.
6th.
Yeah.
We would have done 6 days of walking?
We've done 6. This will be our 6th day of
Oh,
walking. That's why we're all so tired.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching our Southwest Coast Path videos. We're already planning the next leg of our trip for the spring, and if you'd like to contribute towards that adventure, we have a Ko-fi page where you can leave us a tip. Thanks again, and see you soon.